Greetings and welcome back to the 3-Minute Horror Show. My name is Ben, your host, and I love horror movies. If you've been here before, you already know the drill. Welcome back. If you're new here though, the way these videos work is as follows. I do a little plot synopsis. I do a little commentary. I give the movie a rating, and hopefully I can make you laugh along the way. And remember, I watch the bad movies so that you don't have to. You're welcome. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Cthulhu Mansion from 1992. It's also known as Black Magic Mansion. It was written and directed by J.P. Simon, a Spanish filmmaker who's responsible for the disaster piece Pieces, which I must make a video about, as well as the 1983 movie The Pod People, which is a favorite on Mystery Science Theater 3000. This movie isn't streaming, in Canada at least, so if you want to see it, you're going to have to find a copy of it. Let's begin, shall we? We open on the magician Chandu trying to do a magic trick involving his wife. He bones it pretty hard, causing his wife to burn to death. Keep all that in your memory banks. Flash forward an unknown number of years and we're at a carnival. A real tough guy named Hawk is trying to make a drug deal on the Funhouse ride, as one does. He stabs the drug dealer and steals an enormous bag of drugs. He meets back up with his gang, who look like they're way too old to be involved in a gang, including William Shatner's daughter Melanie, and they attempt to flee the park. Other than the mansion having been named Cthulhu, and a brief cameo by the Necronomicon, this movie has very little to do with H.P. Lovecraft's old gods. I guess that tagline on the movie poster, "From the imagination of H.P. Lovecraft," was taking some creative license. Who can blame them? One of the gang members gets into an altercation with a cop while trying to boost a car and he's shot in the leg. One of the other guys kicks the cop halfway to death and they all hide in a parking garage nearby. There they run into Chandu, his middle-aged daughter, and his burly mute assistant, who I will refer to as Eyebrows, due to his magnificent eyeball drapes. The gang take the group captive at gunpoint and force them to drive to Chandu's mansion. The mansion is named Cthulhu. It says so on the gate. Eyebrows was played by a Spanish character actor named Frank Brana, a.k.a. Francisco Brana Perez, a.k.a. Frank Blank, a.k.a. Paco Brana. And he's famous for appearing in Sergio Leone's Dollars trilogy of movies featuring Clint Eastwood. He had quite a distinguished career and he passed away in 2012. When inside, we learn that Chandu messed with some evil forces when he was younger, and that messing led to the fiery death of his wife. There's an evil spirit locked in the basement, and it's going to choose a vessel from the gang of ne'er-do-wells who are currently partying it up and trashing the joint. As the night progresses, the gang are killed off one by one. One guy gets a goopy face. One guy is drowned in a shower stall full of blood. One lady is eaten by the fridge. And the bag of drugs drags itself across the floor and jumps into the fire. This movie was awful. The story floated between boring and incomprehensible. The performances were so incredibly stiff, I've seen some reviewers say it was like watching a fully staged table read. The effects were terrible as well. You could fully see the fishing line that was pulling the suicidal bag of drugs, among other gaffes.
Yikes!
The only silver lining that this movie has is Eyebrows and his spectacular frontal protuberances. I wish this movie had jumped into the fire along with the bag of stolen drugs. I rate it a 3 out of 10. As always, a link to my letterboxd will appear in the video's description. Please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe as it really does boost my engagement and helps my channel grow. Smell you later, nerds!
Hey, I told you, I'll call Hawk.